Black Light here once again. So there's no mistake, this is installment, I believe it's installment 4. Well, I don't know. But we're entitling this, we changed titles a couple of times. In the beginning, we was calling it The Spook Who Sat by the Door. But now we're talking about the Black Light who sat in the church. And all praises to Master Farah Muhammad. And we always say that Allah came in the person of Master Farah Muhammad, raising up the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And all his disciples and student minister. Now, we're on this community congregational church. And I'm breaking down some science of how the Caucasian thinks and organizes, and that he talks in a different language. His vernacular, or vernacular is totally different. It's in a different code pattern than we think it is. He talks to each other in code. Now this is the church we're talking about. How I look on the front. In Lathrop Village, Michigan. This is where I worked for a number of years. And I wouldn't have worked there, but I can't get hired by no black man. So this is a layout of the sanctuary. It holds about, it can probably, capacity is maybe about 400 in order to be safe, Now, let me see. Let's see what we got here. Now, right here you have the American flag in a church. You have the cross. And then you have the church flag, the Christian flag. Now, why do this American flag have to be in the sanctuary when your focus is on the cross? This is symbolism right here. This is a language. This is a code. There's a whole science in this flag. The red stripes, the white stripes, and blue stars. The blue, and then you got the stars. But I'm not going to go into that so much right now. It's a gold fringe around this flag. You can't see it. But this gold fringe is war. It means territorial conquest. And we're at war. So they are on foreign soil. And everywhere that flag is established, it means that they conquered that particular spot, particular land. Now, it's a wartime flag. Now, brothers they don't know what's happening with that. I noticed that Son of Man, Marvin Muhammad, he has his own national or Nation of Islam flag altered. He got a moon, 2 moons, and a star, and then he also has an American flag. There's a contradiction right there. This is a contradiction, only except it's not a contradiction to them because they know what it's really talking about. But then you got this cross. What do this cross represent? Well, they rituals, they drink the blood and so forth, and they got this cross. All this right here is conquered. That's the Roman telling you that we're still in the Roman, how can I say this? Roman conquered. You see? And this right here church flag don't have a thing to do with Christ. It's also conquering flag. Then this cross, actually, it's the double cross. We put the double cross on you. This ain't got nothing to do with God. Gotta pause it for a second. Sorry about that. We had a brief interruption, but now we're back, giving you the science of what this means. Europe, you got Christopher Columbus. Europe, they've been coming back and forth. Some say the Norways was coming back over here. They was the first over here, but no. The black man settled on every part of the planet there was, and there's a pyramid and statues, ancient statues to show you that those people over here were black, Aboriginal people. And when Christopher Columbus came over here, he slaughtered so many thousands of them, wiped some of them out, a whole nation of tribes or black people out. And one thing they say is true, and that is that the Native American is Asiatic, or they want to say Chinese, and that's true. We're going to go into that later on. But all this means to conquer the black man. Black man on the cross, the double cross. You know, he's at the crossroads. He's in a position that he wants to rise up this way. But we're in a dead state. All this is white, standing for purity. And this is what the Moors is talking about. In their language, black is impure. And it's a low status to them. You know. It's only if you accept that it's, you know, this only means something to them and not to me. You know, I can call myself what I want to call. I'm the creator of this language, of all languages. From one language came all language. You know, and so they holding this church in high esteem. We wish we can get here where the white man was, because, you know, we didn't got in his religion, and he didn't sabotaged our minds, reprogrammed us, and subconsciously we think God is white, Caucasian, and when you're white you're right, and we think when you're black you better get back. We allowing him to program our minds, and the standard of living that he's at now, he's still a murderer, still going around causing trouble, blowing up things. He got technology that he learned from us. Alex Jones ain't gonna tell you this because he thinks that the Caucasian is a superior being, you know, and they got books, you know, we got the real history. No, man, y'all ain't got the real history. Y'all got, you know, some of the real history. Some of it y'all burnt up over in Alexandria, in the libraries of Alexander. You know, but the Greeks learned from the Egyptians, which are Africans. You know, so y'all sit up these churches. Jesus didn't have no. In the book, Jesus didn't preach in the synagogues, man. He didn't teach. He didn't have no church. Church only means congregation. And it wasn't talking about brick and mortar. You know. Y'all the ones that made a church mean a place where God is at in the church, the house of God. Man, the whole universe is the house of God, man. All the galaxies is the house of God, which is infinity. That's the house of God. You want to say truth, there's different degrees and levels of truth, but truth is truth, man. And it's not mixed with any lies or any fabrication. Truth is mathematics. You know? And mathematics is the language of the universe. The language of the Most High. You know? So we coming back to you. Black Light Out. This continues.